Alright, so of course this is late news, but I'm not really one to jump on trending topics because of clicks or whatever. I do them when I can because I'm busy and I don't really care about getting the clicks, I'm not here for getting the clicks or for money. This is just a hobby for fun, but I know a lot of you have been asking about my take on the Wall versus Whitekidney situation. Now, I'm just going to be playing some background footage right here while I discuss it, but I went through Wall's video, and I went through Whitekidney's post. Now, Wall did an entire hour-long video on why he left the Everlook project, and then shortly after, about a day or two after, Whitekidney responds to him with a Discord post, and I just kind of pick and chose points that they had made. Now, I'm not too familiar with Wall, other than he was a dev on there. Whitekidney, I'm a little bit more familiar with in terms of what he's done, not in terms of his attitude, because I've never talked to him, I've never really engaged with him on Discord or anything, so I don't know as to their personalities, but I'm going to go ahead and discuss what Wall said first. So, in his video, this is what I picked out of it. He says that Everlook tries to be like Blizzard, at least in the developing side, that is, and the managing side. They try to be like Blizzard in terms of how they're releasing content and when they are releasing content. The next one is that he's mad at Whitekidney for yelling at him, well, not yelling, but being angry at him for appearing to people as a GM, because, GMs have the ability to be next to somebody but invisible, and apparently when he was helping out players on the server, he was appearing to them rather than being invisible, and that was a no-no according to Whitekidney. Now, I guess Whitekidney's the one who would have to explain why that's a bad idea, but I'm more on Wall on that side because I don't really see what the issue is if you appear in front of them or not. I mean, I've had Blizzard GMs appear to me before when helping me out with issues, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. The next one is that Wall says that he wants to fix game-breaking bugs right away as he sees them, while Whitekidney said no, only when it weekly resets, basically. So, to write down what the bug is, get it ready, and then during the Tuesday or whatever day weekly reset, will they patch fix it in, because they didn't want to shut down the server so many times. Now, on a normal basis, that would be pretty much the way I would go. However, the context behind this is during the launch of it, and there were a lot of game-breaking bugs that he was trying to fix right away versus waiting a week with a lot of game-breaking bugs during the launch. That was the context behind it, and at that point, I do agree with Wall at that point. The first couple of days, if there's something really major wrong, you gotta, shut it down as many times as you need to get it fixed so people can get on and play. After, the first week or so, then go ahead on a weekly basis and only do them as needed. That would make more sense, but no, the context is, it was during the launch. The next thing that he said is that Wall thinks that Whitekidney was an insider or new insider knowledge on Blizzard, which led to the delay because he was trying to capitalize on the Chinese players because the Chinese servers were shutting down because of the, what was it? It was like the provider in the China region for World of Warcraft. They were no longer going to be a part of Activision. I forgot that whole thing that was going on, but like the release was up or something. But apparently he knew about that. That's what Wall is claiming, and that's why he was waiting so that he could gain all those Chinese players. I don't know about that one. That one's kind of rumor-ish, and I'm not going to take anybody's side on that. In my opinion, I feel like he was waiting until after Wrath of the Lich King, because people are going to jump on Wrath of the Lich King, and then once they had their fill of it after a week or two, then they'd be like, okay, well now I'm going to go try the new fresh vanilla server. That was my take on why he was delaying it, even though it was not officially said, but either way, I'm not too sure on that one. But the next one that he came up with that, he was not for Whitekidney's, take on not posting the launcher publicly. he didn't want to post the launcher publicly for people to get. They had to go through all these loopholes and links in order to get to the launcher. Yeah, I am gonna agree with Wall on that one. I don't see the harm in posting it publicly. I mean, there could be something to why you would not want to, but other servers do it, and there's not really been an issue behind it, so I'm not too sure on that one either, but I'm going to lean more toward Wall. Now, the next one that he talked about was banning bots as he sees them. Basically the exact same thing as the bug fixing, but with bots. He wanted to do them as he saw them, and in most cases, he got them before they even got out of the starting zones, while Whitekidney discouraged him and wanted him to write down all of their names to do it in one large ban wave. But I'm going to agree with Wall on this one. If you wait too long, the damage will be done. They're going to farm more gold, farm more items to inflate the auction house, and the damage is going to be done by that point, so banning them won't really do anything, while you can ban them before they do it. And if you're catching them as they do it, I mean, that's fine. Another thing that, I mean, Whitekidney did respond to why he wants that done that way, because there's a whole routine and a process behind it, but in my opinion, it's not really, I don't think there's too much of a leg to stand on with it, but we'll get to that when we get to the Whitekidney portion. The next thing that I'm getting both their names mixed up. They both begin with W. But the next thing that Wall says is that he's basically calling all of the Everlook devs hardcore lefties, and I'm pretty sure that is the case with a lot of these servers, but I don't think that is something to stand on when you're trying to call out a server for how they operate. Their political opinion, I don't think, is meshing into developing the game. I mean, it could definitely go into how they're, how they're managing the community and stuff, but I don't think that's going to affect how they actually run the game, so I'm not going to stick with him on that one, because that's not really something that you could use against a server. The next one is this has to do with the hardcore lefty things, but apparently that he thinks that changing a player name called Biden Cheated is against censorship. Or he thinks that it's censorship, rather, that it's against freedom of speech. The name Biden Cheated, I mean, that comes down to political stuff, and if a server has a flat no against political stuff, then that would make sense. And it is their server, so if they want to have that policy, that's fine. Now, if he had evidence to prove that they were only doing it with people, saying Biden cheated while not doing anything for Trump cheated or something, you know what I mean? Like, if it was one-sided, then he would have an argument, but I don't think just flat out saying no politics is an argument against it. The next one is the Nagor, or however you pronounce it. He was talking about how he doesn't think Nagor should have been banned, and I'm not too familiar with the story, other than Nagor is a Horde player, I believe, who was attacking an Alliance quest NPC and killing him over and over again so that the Alliance could not complete their quest. That's part of game mechanics, and I don't really think Nagor should have been banned for that. Especially that it's a PvP server. I mean, just come on, band together and kill him. Just get him back. That's part of the game. So I'm gonna agree with him on that, but I'm not sure why he brought that up to begin with, though. The next one is Wall was also asked to help pay for the server, even though Whitekidney said he would pay for the server himself while everyone else worked on it for free. That way, everyone can focus on working on it, while Whitekidney is the one who managed the server, basically, and he would pay for it. And then suddenly it goes to, now everyone has to help pay for it. I guess that depends on the context of everyone helping to pay for it, but at the same time, if he did promise everyone that no one had to pay while he did it, and then suddenly they're being forced to pay for it, then yeah, if that is the case, I'm gonna agree with Wall on that one again, because, if you're told that somebody else is gonna pay for it if they come and work, okay, I'll come on join your server. Now suddenly you're asking me to pay. I mean, come on. I had that happen to me when I went to a convention where everybody bought a pizza. I didn't have any part of the pizza at all, and then they said that I had to help pay for it. I'm like, I didn't eat any of it, so why do I have to pay for it? You know, it's kind of like that, right? So, if that is as it said it happened, I will agree with Wall on that one. And the last thing is that he just said he's basically leaving to go work on his own server, Wallcraft, which he had already previously started, but now that he's freed up with not having to work on Everlook, he's dedicating his like full time to Wallcraft. And that will be in another video later on. From what I've heard, it's actually not that bad. Like, someone said that he's completely balancing out all of the classes, so there's no more meme specs. They're all viable, basically. But yeah, that's going to be a video for later to talk about it, because there's a lot more to the server than just that. Okay, so now we're going to get to the Whitekidney portion of this video. So he responded to Wall, basically saying that Wall leaked private discussions and player info. A lot of this stuff, I'm going to say real quick, a lot of the stuff that Whitekidney says, he does not provide any evidence for, because if he was able to provide evidence that Wall leaked private discussions and player info, then I would be completely on his side of firing Wall at this point, but Whitekidney did not. Therefore, that's kind of he said, she said kind of situation, so I'm not going to side with Whitekidney on that one. The next thing he said was basically that Wall cannot develop or code right. He takes too many tries to get it right. I don't know on that one. I'm not going to take anybody's side on that because I'm not too sure. However, if I had to, I would lean more on Wall because he is coding his own server by himself, and it seems like he's doing it right so far, so why would he not be doing it right on another server? So, again, I'm not too sure, but I'm going to lean more Wall on that one. The next thing that Whitekidney said was that Wall only got the job because he was the only one willing to do it. I don't really know about that. I mean, if he was the only one willing to do it, I mean, fine, hire him or whatever, but I think you have more developers now, right? And I'm sure you could have gotten more people to hop on, especially with the name Whitekidney and the VMango server, which was, VMango's core rather, which is like the original Blizz-like servers. I'm sure you would have gotten somebody. There's plenty of people out there who know the coding for it. And then he was saying about how Wall would come up stories about being kidnapped by the FBI. Again, there's no proof. He didn't post any screenshots or anything. He's not obligated to, but at the same time, if he does not show proof, I have no reason to believe him. If he's, he could just be coming up with that kind of shit. Maybe Wall did say it, but maybe it was in a joking fashion that was taken out of context. I don't really know, but I can't really side on anybody there. So I'm not gonna, continue on that one. The next one is that basically he was an unprofessional GM by venting issues in public channels and not taking criticism well. I have not been really while I'm in the Discord, I've not been paying attention to it, so I cannot say for sure if that is true or not. If it is in the public channel, then probably somebody would be able to find it and, share it to me. I'm just not wanting to go and dig for it. The not taking criticism, I don't know about that, but given my experiences with working on servers, usually that's a load of bullshit, especially considering with most of the stuff that Wall has been saying, I tend to agree with and lean toward him rather than the stuff that Whitekidney has said, with the exception of like one or two things. And the last thing that Whitekidney basically said was that he's the only one to view and have access to most things due to security issues, and he saw logs of Wall gold selling. Again, please provide the receipts. It's already weird that you are the only one who has access to all of these logs and security things. So you're the only one, so how is anyone supposed to verify this unless you provide the receipts? So I'm completely on Wall's side on here. I do not take Whitekidney's that he's saying that Wall was gold selling without the receipts. That's something that I'm just completely against right now. So yeah, this is basically in a nutshell of what both of them were saying back and forth. Um, I like I said, if Wall leaking private player info and stuff was true, I'm going to lean with Whitekidney, and there's a few things that I can lean with him on, but most of the stuff is just he said, she said, without receipts or proof. So, in that context, I don't really take Whitekidney's side on this, while Wall, a lot of the stuff that he's saying is, I mean, there are some things that I didn't take with him, like the using the political stuff. That's not really an argument that can be used against the server, so I'm not gonna lean with him on that stuff. But the stuff saying that he was being yelled at for fixing bugs right away versus waiting during the launch, I'm definitely gonna side with him on that. And I already, went through it all with you. There's definitely more things that I side with him, definite yeses and even some maybes on. So that's just how I'm taking it. What do you guys think? Are you for Whitekidney, or are you team Whitekidney, or are you team Wall? So yeah, that's basically the drama that's going on with the Everlook server. Other than that, I kind of want to check out this Wallcraft, because from what I've heard, again, a couple of people have tried his little closed beta or open beta or whatever it is, this alpha, and it's not that bad. And I watched somebody else's video, I don't remember who, but they were discussing like players stay in the world while you log out, so you have to log out somewhere safe, or else somebody can gank you, basically like playing Ark Survival Evolved, and then people can kill you out in the world and shit. There's gonna be player housing, only you have to donate to the server, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I'm gonna go through that in another video, and I'm gonna end this one because it's too long already. Again, let me know who you side with, Wall or Whitekidney, and I will see you next time.